All right, let's jump right in. Today, we are tackling something that completely flips the script on how wealth is actually generated. We're talking about the millionaire paradigm. If you've ever looked at your massive daily output and thought, man, my bank account is definitely not matching my effort, you are in the exact right place. We're going to completely dismantle that old school burnout mindset and look at the absolute nuts and bolts of a true wealth building strategy. Let's get to it. Okay, let's dive into this. Literally, from the time we're kids, we are fed this standard societal script, right? Keep your head down, put in the grueling hours, and success is just going to magically follow. But we have to stop and ask a really foundational question here. Is endless hard work actually the secret to wealth? I mean, think about the massive paradox for a second. If the sheer volume of hours you worked scaled perfectly to millions of dollars, well, then folks working 3 massive manual labor shifts would be the absolute wealthiest people on the planet. But, they aren't. The traditional myth insists that relentlessly grinding away is the guaranteed surefire ticket to the millionaire club. Yet, when we actually look at the data and study real self-made millionaires, a completely different reality shows up. And that brings us to a pretty harsh reality. Endless, uncalibrated hard work, it usually leads straight to burnout, not millions. Think about it. When your only strategy is literally just to push harder, sleep less, and grind through every single weekend, you're relying entirely on linear returns. You are treating exactly 1 unit of your time for 1 unit of money. And since your time and energy have a strict non-negotiable cap, we all only get 24 hours in a day, right? Your income naturally hits a hard ceiling. Working harder without fundamentally shifting how you operate doesn't multiply your wealth. Actually, scratch that. It does multiply something. It just multiplies your exhaustion. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're talking about. This is the core conflict we have to resolve today. On one side, you've got the traditional rat race, thriving on endless hard work. It relies so heavily on that 1-to-1 input to output ratio, making it the absolute fast track to burnout because the very second you stop working, boom, the money stops flowing. But on the flip side, we have smart work. This is a totally different universe focused entirely on decoupling your time from your income. It's about leveraging strategy and efficiency to build wealth that actually lasts. Instead of just pushing a massive heavy boulder up a steep hill every single day, smart work is about taking the time to build a machine to move that boulder for you. To get those nonlinear returns, you literally have to transition from trading your time to building systems.
So, what does smart work actually look like? Let's define it. It's the strategic shift away from endless physical effort and heavily toward focused, high-leverage actions designed to build true wealth. Leverage is the absolute foundation here. It's the whole shebang. It basically means getting a massive, totally disproportionate output from a relatively small, intelligent input. To put that into perspective, a low-leverage task is, say, answering 50 emails. It takes an hour, it pays for an hour. High leverage? That's writing a piece of code once that serves 1,000 customers, or investing capital that just compounds autonomously while you're sleeping. A smart worker is constantly asking, how can I build an asset today that's going to pay me on autopilot for the next 10 years?
So, the crucial point is understanding the mechanics of this mindset, which means connecting a few critical dots. First off, it begins by actively breaking that hard work myth. You gotta let go of that ingrained guilt telling you need to be grinding 24/7 to be considered valuable. Once you smash through that mental barrier, it frees you up to prioritize strategy over mere activity. You stop just reacting to things and start planning the absolute most efficient route to your goal. And that strategic clarity, it naturally leads to leveraging resources, whether that's utilizing new software, deploying capital, or hiring specialized talent to multiply your impact. Ultimately, this entire chain of events is what rescues you from the burnout cycle. By fiercely protecting your physical and mental energy for only the highest impact decisions, you sustain massive momentum for the long haul.
The core mantra of this entire philosophy is beautifully simple. Start building wealth through smart work rather than endless hard work. That's it. The true driver of becoming a millionaire isn't some grueling, endless struggle. No way. It is strategic alignment. It's about working on the right things at the exact right time in the absolute right way. When your efforts are strategically aligned with those high leverage opportunities we talked about, exponential momentum takes over. It's like you stop fighting the current and finally let the river carry you. That alignment is the fundamental dividing line between the truly wealthy and the perpetually exhausted. Let's move to and see how this builds into a real concrete blueprint for getting out of the rat race right away. Step 1. Stop the endless grind. This means auditing your day. Find those tasks draining your time with zero return and aggressively eliminate, automate, or delegate them.
Step 2 is adopting the smart work mindset by seeking out asymmetric opportunities. You're constantly hunting for places where 1 hour of strategic input can yield 100 hours of results. And step 3, take strategic action. Build that digital product, engineer that automated marketing funnel, or invest in that compounding asset. The real shift happens when you execute on leverage instead of just stubbornly throwing more hours at the problem.
So this forces a pretty profound evaluation of our own current work habits. You have to ask yourself, are you just spinning your wheels right now, or are you actually engineering an engine? The paradigm shift we're exploring today requires a firm, active decision to leave that whole hard work equals success myth in the past. And it's a daily choice. You have to actively prioritize asymmetric leverage, strategy, and honestly, your own well-being over society's persistent glorification of burnout. The trade-off is stark. You can either hold on to the cozy comfort of constant busyness, or you can embrace the discomfort of strategic focus to unlock true wealth.
If this explainer sparked a realization for you today, and you want to keep uncovering the real mechanics of financial freedom, make sure to hit subscribe and join us on this journey. We're going to keep breaking down the systems and smart work principles that drive true wealth. But before you close this explainer, I want to leave you with one final, absolutely crucial question to chew on. When you sit down to start your work tomorrow morning, are you just going to be pushing a boulder, or will you be building a machine?